Now in 4 News Now at 6, police are searching for the person responsible for killing 2 people in northeast Spokane. How one mom is choosing to remember her daughter.
Well, we got a break from the gray and dreary today, but we have more clouds moving in tonight. I'll let you know if they're bringing any rain or snow in your first alert forecast.
And increasing card tab fees to maintain the roads in Spokane Valley. How much more you'll have to pay and when it goes into effect. You're watching 4 News Now at 6, and we begin with some breaking news. Police are investigating the death of a woman found in northeast Spokane tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice. Her body was found near Buckeye and Havana, a few blocks west of the Upriver Dam. That's where Peter Choi is tonight. And Peter, what have you learned since we last spoke to you at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, Derek, we moved the scene from other side under the Custer and then Buckeye Avenue. We could take a look at this behind me. You can still see heavy police presence and yellow crime scene tapes still surrounding the Buckeye Avenue right now. Now, here's what we know so far. Around 4 p.m. this afternoon, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office says it responded to a report of dead woman on the 4500 East Buckeye Avenue. The Sheriff's Office did not confirm the cause of the death at this time. And less than an hour ago, we did see scraps car left the scene, and the scraps have not confirmed anything about the animals just yet. The major crime scene detectives are investigating this scene, and of course we will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Live in Spokane Valley, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, Peter, thank you. And today we heard from the family of Kiara Morgan Whelan. The 23-year-old was one of 2 victims who died in northeast Spokane over the weekend, only a few blocks from where a woman was found dead tonight. According to the Spokane Police Department, officers received reports of gunshots, and when they got to the scene, they found 37-year-old Colton Russell in his car and Kiara in the street. This happened in the Minnehaha neighborhood of northeast Spokane, in an area off of Cleveland in Cuba. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez joins us to share Kiara's story.
Kiara's family wants to make sure she is remembered for the person she was and not for her tragic death. Today I spoke to Kiara's mom, Lola Hansen, who described her 23-year-old daughter as kind, playful, and compassionate. Kiara was a single mom who leaves behind her 1-year-old son. Kiara's mom says she loved all things outdoors and spent her free time camping, hiking, and collecting crystals. She describes Kiara as someone who loved to have a good time and says she was incredibly supportive of the people she loved, including her 4 siblings. Kiara moved to Spokane from Deer Park when she was 3 and graduated high school in 2018. Her mother says she aspired to be the best mom and a hair and makeup stylist. Kiara's opportunity to achieve those dreams was cut short Friday night. The Major Crimes Unit is currently investigating this incident, and the cause or manner of death for Colton and Kiara is still pending. Reporting in studio, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, Allison, thank you. Tomorrow, the Spokane City Council will decide if the Salvation Army will continue operating the city's largest homeless shelter. The Salvation Army has been running the Trent Resources Center for over a year now, but their contract is set to expire on the 31st. If approved, the new contract would cost the city more than $3 million and would last until the end of April. All right, in your first alert forecast, you can put the shades away because more clouds and more gray skies seem to be hanging around, Chris.
Yes, we do have the clouds moving in. Wasn't it nice, though, to see that sunshine today? Oh, my goodness, yes. But here come the clouds. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar. We have a weak system that is approaching right now that is going to bring clouds over the region overnight. Right now, it looks like most of the precipitation, however, is going to be north of the Canadian border in the northern Cascades, and perhaps a little bit of light snow in the mountains of Boundary County and the extreme northeast mountains of Washington. Our forecast radar going through Thursday morning. Here's 8 a.m. and there's that little bit of light snow up along the Canadian border in the higher terrain. Also coming off of the northern Cascades along the east slopes. You might get a flurry or 2, but even in the mountain areas, areas, the snow will be very, very light. As we get into the afternoon, there is this very, very light precipitation showing up on our computer model, a sprinkle if anything. The odds are not good of any measurable precipitation, but there is the possibility you'll see a sprinkle or two on your windshield tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, it is going to be a colder night around the region. Temperatures have already dropped below freezing in many locations. We're headed down to overnight lows in the 20s with mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, we'll still manage to make it up to a high of 36. 34 is our average high. I'll be back in just a few minutes with your 7-day forecast, Eric.
Chris, thank you. A Hayden man was found dead following a car crash on Highway 95 in Kootenai County last night. Around 10:45 near Orchard Avenue, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says a driver in a pickup truck was heading south when it crossed the median, hitting a car heading north. 62-year-old Robert Sincata was driving that truck. He was unresponsive and taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The driver heading north had non-life-threatening injuries. Alcohol and speed do not appear to be factors in this crash. The investigation is ongoing. Well, it will soon cost drivers in Spokane Valley an extra $20 to renew their card tabs. The ordinance narrowly passed 4-3 during last night's city council meeting. The new fee will collect more than $2.7 million. That money will fund the pavement management program.
We have people that drive our roads who don't live here that aren't paying those fees. So the economy that we have right now, people are struggling, and $20 means a lot to a household.
While the majority of the council members don't like the idea of drivers paying more, some say it's necessary.
I don't like the license tab either. But you know what? $20 to have good roads, to help take care of the roads, so I don't have to spend $150 on an alignment every year. But when are we going to take care of our roads so we don't end up like Spokane?
The new fees will start to be collected in June. All right, still ahead here on 4 News Now at 6. The Biden administration is taking on the cable companies. Their plan to make switching providers easier and cheaper. And a former Pasco police officer on trial for a decades-old murder. Why the defense says other people had motive for killing the victim. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
26 years strong.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, the waiting is over.
We have new Hondas in stock and ready for delivery. Plus, they all come with a lifetime warranty.
Come check out the all-new Honda CR-V and Accord hybrids.
Or maybe you're wanting the new Honda Ridgeline or newly designed Honda Pilot.
Whether you want a new car, van, or SUV, we have them in stock.
Family owned and operated in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for over 55 years.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Visit us at our website, cdahonda.com.
This holiday season, even Santa needs to stock up on the freshest ingredients for a magical feast. From green beans, Brussels sprouts, and prime rib to our signature cookies and Cyrus O'Leary apple pies, we've got it all for your holiday gatherings. And just when Santa thought his list was complete,
Santa, don't forget to pick up something special for dinner, dear.
Make your holidays magical with My Fresh Basket, where even Santa shops for the finest ingredients. Happy holidays from My Fresh Basket.
Spokane Tribe Casino brings you laughs and rock and roll like never before. Live on December 14th is comedy sensation Nikki Glazer. And don't miss the biggest acts of the 80s during the 80s Rock Invasion on December 16th. All at Spokane Live. Entertainment without limits.
Our Hollywood Night Out with Bradley Cooper and Patrick Dempsey. Plus, our Mean Girls exclusive and surprise for the new Regina, Renee.
She's so cool. She's so sick.
Next, DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Okay, where will both George Clooney and Jason Momoa be in the morning tomorrow?
Good morning, America.
Wake up with George in an all-new interview. And Jason live on GMA. Tomorrow on Tell Him, Jason.
Good morning, America.
Welcome back. The attorney for Richard Aguirre, the former Pasco police officer accused of murdering a Spokane woman nearly 3 decades ago, is arguing someone other than her client had possible motive. Aguirre is accused of killing Ruby Doss in 1986. Doss was a sex worker. She was also known as Teresa Cox in Memphis. Her body was found in an empty lot in East Spokane in an area that was known for prostitution at the time. Marissa Rio explains what the defense presented in its case today.
Aguirre is being tried for first-degree murder. He was originally tried in 2021, but there was a mistrial when the jury couldn't reach a verdict. This time around, Aguirre has opted for a bench trial, meaning there is no jury and the judge will decide his case instead. We will not be using the names of the people the defense is pointing to since they have not been charged with the crime. Richard Aguirre sat in court today undisturbed. His name was hardly mentioned. Instead, the defense focused on someone else.
During the course of your investigation, did you learn about Memphis/Teresa Cox having recently upset someone by snitching?
Yes, I did.
Sahlberg was called to speak with other sex workers after Doss's death. He had learned that Doss had upset another sex worker and her pimp because she snitched on her to the cops. The defense focused on the pimp.
Did you consider a person of interest in this case?
Yes.
When you turned that information over to the detectives on the case, did you assume that they would follow up?
Yes.
Another officer had more to add.
During the course of your investigation, you learned that and had to get out of town quickly right after the death of Memphis, correct?
That was information I was given, that was given by the 2 gals I initially contacted, yes.
The prosecution argued that the issue with the sex worker and pimp had been dealt with days before Doss was killed. Police had spoken with the sex worker and she was released. A detective on the case did testify 2 weeks ago. He said the pimp's name did come up in the investigation, but evidence didn't point to him. The detective didn't look into him any further. This trial is expected to last through early next week. Aguirre faces up to a maximum of life in prison if convicted. Reporting in studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you. The Spokane Regional Health District is reporting an outbreak of Shigella, primarily among the homeless population. Shigella is a gastrointestinal infection that can spread quickly with symptoms of diarrhea, fever, and stomach pain. Health officials say as of right now, there have been 57 confirmed cases in Spokane County and 4 in Kootenai County. All right, new at 6 o'clock, the FCC wants to make it easier for you to switch TV providers. Regulators are proposing new restrictions on fees imposed on subscribers who want to change service providers. The proposal would also follow partial refunds for subscribers who cancel mid-month. It's part of President Biden's executive order from 2021 that directs the federal government to find ways to boost competition.
4 things to know about your weather. We have a weak system moving through tonight. It's going to bring just the lightest precipitation, mostly cloudy skies. We're going to stay dry through the weekend with the potential of some rain and snow next week. I'm going to show you what the computer models think of that after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
$3 pitcher night, a couple cocktails, an edible, and a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you, who offered a ride, or made sure they got in a ride share, or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
Do more together this holiday in the Chevy that's right. Season. Do more in a new Chevy. Get 2.1% financing on all 2024 Blazer models, or use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $1,500 total cash allowance. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show, an experience you will never forget. Discover Santa's all-new North Pole with holiday getaways starting at only $250.
Time is running out. Shopko Optical can help maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before they expire. Get a comprehensive eye exam and discover your new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam.
Well, Mount Spokane is finally open for the season. It had to delay the opening because of rain and our warmer than usual temperatures that kept melting all of that snow. I think I saw on their Facebook post yesterday they had 3 chairs open and looked like a lot of eager skiers and snowboarders that were excited to get out.
I can't wait. Yes, get this skiing and snowboarding season started around the entire region. I wish we had more snow, but that's okay. We'll make do for the time being. I want to start off with this time lapse that, okay, this is starting at 11 o'clock this morning. Looked like it was just going to be another gray, dark day. And then look what happened right around 1 p.m. Shadows. Hints of blue sky, that orb in the sky, some sunshine. What a treat. Didn't think it was going to happen when I saw the start of this, but boy, nice to see some sunshine. Did take our temperature up to 36. 34 is our average high, and sunny day, but the sunset 3:58. That's as early as our sunset gets. It's going to start getting a little bit later this week. 25 degrees for an overnight low tonight with mostly cloudy skies because we had that clearing early in the evening. Our temperature is dropping very quickly, but as clouds move in, that will slow that temperature free fall. 36 for a high tomorrow, a day very much like today, other than the fact that I don't think we're going to see as much sunshine. We're definitely going to start the day off with the clouds. Are we going to see any snow, though? I'm going to take you through the next week on our forecast radar so you can see that I am not very confident that we're going to see much of anything. We have a weak disturbance coming through. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it shows this little bit of very, very light snow from northern Spokane County to the Canadian border. I think that's overstating it. As I showed you earlier, most of that is going to stay north of the border, and then we are dry through Friday. High pressure takes over again. Dry Saturday. Here's Sunday, completely dry. Then we start to get a southwesterly or a southerly flow. Here's Sunday at 6 p.m. going into the work week, but not much moisture to deal with. Here's Monday at 8 o'clock with a little bit of light precipitation on the west side, and then maybe a sprinkle or flurry on Tuesday, and then it's back to nothing on Wednesday. So it looks like we're going to have to see a big change in what the computer models are telling us and what the weather pattern looks like it's going to be to see any precipitation that is worth mentioning over the next several days. I do have a 10% on tomorrow just with that system passing through. A sprinkle isn't out of the question. Monday, it's up to 30%, but stay tuned. That may change. And I'll go 40 on Tuesday, but that's a long shot. 40 for a high as well. So if we do see any precipitation, it is going to be in the form of rain. High temperatures actually above average through the entire 7-day forecast, with overnight lows down below freezing. That's pothole making weather. I will be back in the next half hour. I have an extra awesome Wildlife Wednesday for you. You will want to stay tuned for. Derek?
All right, Chris, thanks so much. Looking forward to it. Around the Northwest, a 72-year-old Idaho woman missing for 4 days has been found alive after crashing her car in a canyon. Take a look at these pictures. Officials in Canyon County say Penny Clark was reported missing on December 5th. A few days later, she was found near a ravine. The Canyon County Sheriff says it's miraculous that she was found. Clark is recovering from her injuries at a local hospital. Well, one student at Evergreen State College is dead, and 2 others were taken to the hospital due to a suspected carbon monoxide poisoning. KOMO's Joel Moreno has the tragic story.
Wrapped in police tape and with a "Do Not Enter" sign on the door, this housing unit at the Evergreen State College campus is now at the center of a death investigation.
The alarms were going off for a couple minutes. The police showed up, then the fire department showed up.
The alarm was from a carbon monoxide detector, and inside, first responders found 3 students incapacitated.
A campus police officer came in and actually had to break the door down, found 1 person deceased and 2 in real trouble.
The student who died is 21-year-old Jonathan Rodriguez from DuPont. A woman and another student were rushed to nearby hospitals.
We're all in shock. This is devastating news because the safety and care of our students is our top priority.
At this point, investigators are trying to pinpoint the source of the toxic fumes.
What do we know about the source of the carbon monoxide at this point?
Well, we know that Washington State Patrol is looking into it.
Carbon monoxide alarms were sounding in this student housing complex earlier in the day. College senior Chris Pennington says they frequently trigger and speculated on a possible source.
That I'm aware of, the only source of carbon monoxide would be the water heaters.
Propane tanks sit just outside the apartment units to feed those water heaters and will likely be part of the investigation. No signs of foul play in what is shaping up to be a heartbreaking accident.
Anytime you have a loss of life, it's tragic, but a young person in a college dorm right around the holidays, it's tragedy on top of tragedy.
Joel Marino, KOMO News.
And we have learned that one of the 2 students who were taken to the hospital have been released. All right, still ahead, forever chemicals in the water supply in the West Plains when the Department of Ecology plans on more than 2,000 wells in that area.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
After a quick flight to the North Pole, at-risk children can experience the magic of Christmas through Fantasy Flight.
A child should have amazing and magical Christmas memories. The Spokane Fantasy Flight creates a once-in-a-lifetime adventure to the North Pole full of gifts, love, laughter, and elves.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Fantasy Flight as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda. My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Wow, it's literally the color of Santa's sleigh.
If I was Santa, this would be my sleigh.
So you just drive across the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe some of us still believe in a little thing called Christmas magic, so... Well, there you go.
Enter to win a shiny red Porsche. Grand prize drawing December 28th, only at Northern Quest.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
Resolution is adopted.
Well, the House of Representatives has passed the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. The vote went along party lines, 221 to 212. This means 3 committees can continue investigating the president to see if there are sufficient grounds to impeach him. House Republicans claim Biden abused his power to benefit his family. But nearly a year later, investigators have not found any hard proof. They also claim the White House has been stonewalling them and say they at a formal impeachment inquiry could help get them more documents and testimony. The president's son, Hunter, speaking publicly ahead of the vote.
There's no evidence to support the allegations that my father was financially involved in my business because it did not happen.
The White House defending the president and the administration's cooperation with the investigation thus far, saying it has already made thousands of pages of documents available. The Federal Reserve is hitting the pause button on raising interest rates. If inflation rates keep cooling, some economists think the Fed could even start to cut rates next year. In anticipation of potential rate cuts, the cost of a new mortgage is dropping. For example, if you take out a $400,000 mortgage at today's average rate of 7%, your monthly payment at about $2,600 is almost $300 cheaper than it was in October when those rates hit 8%. But even though those rates are coming down, they're still close to 20-year highs.
The lower inflation readings over the past several months are welcome, but we will need to see further evidence to build confidence that inflation is moving down sustainably toward our goal.
Inflation slowed to a rate of 3.1% last month, but it's still higher than the Fed's 2% target. A new report found high school students aren't using ChatGPT to cheat. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot that can generate responses and essays in just seconds. According to researchers at Stanford, the percentage of high school students who cheat remains statistically unchanged. That's compared to previous years without ChatGPT. The university conducted the anonymous survey among students at 40 U.S. high schools. It found about 60 to 70% of students have engaged in cheating behavior in the last month, a number that's the same or even decreased slightly since ChatGPT was released. Well, Tesla is recalling nearly all of their cars in the U.S. for a software update. It'll fix a defective system that's meant to ensure drivers are paying attention when using autopilot. The update would limit the auto steer feature if a driver repeatedly fails to demonstrate they're ready to resume control of the car while the feature is on. Tesla will mail letters to owners notifying them of the change. All right, we have a lot more coming up tonight at 6:30, including when you need to ship your presents to have them arrive in time for Christmas.
There's a community meeting happening tomorrow in Airway Heights to learn more about PFAS contamination. Coming up, what the public can expect from this meeting.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's here once again. An adventure in Coeur d'Alene with family and friends. Trees will light up, snow will fall, while you're dining, shopping, and having a ball. Santa and STCU hit elves in secret spots, so keep an eye out and you could win lots. If you find our elf on a shelf while in downtown Coeur d'Alene, a Fig Pickle shopping spree, Seahawks tickets, or gift cards you could gain. Explore CDADowntown.com if you want to learn more.
Fred's year-end clearance sale is on now. Save on dishwashers, laundry sets, refrigerators, and more during this sale.
Like this Bosch dishwasher marked down to only $4.49 while supplies last. That's a great value.
This stainless Bosch dishwasher is one of Bosch's best sellers.
$4.49 for a Bosch dishwasher is a terrific buy, but hurry, these dishwashers won't last long.
Come in and save at Fred's year-end clearance sale.
This Christmas, treat yourself or a loved one to a new vehicle from Finley. With delayed payments for up to 90 days and bigger than normal trade-in values for your old ride, giving you plenty of reasons to upgrade to a new RAV4, Tacoma, or Tundra truck. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got lots of great choices for everyone.
I'm looking for something sporty and fast.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Ho, ho, ho!
Christmas tree syndrome.
I had a pretty bad reaction.
Next, Inside Edition, coughing, sneezing, rashes.
My entire face was beet red.
Could you be allergic to Christmas trees? What you need to know before you buy one. Then, crossing guard disaster after helping little kids cross the street. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
All right, we are continuing to follow that breaking news out of Northeast Spokane. Police investigating the death of a woman found in the area of Buckeye and Havana near the Upriver Dam. Our Peter Choi is live on the scene with what we know so far. Peter?
Yeah, there's not much new information just yet, but we did see some of the police officers with flashlights walking around this area that right behind this yellow crime scene tape, and that much that's still heavy police presence surrounding the Buckeye Avenue right now. But here's what we know so far. Around the 4 p.m. this afternoon, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office says is responded to a report of a dead woman on 4500 East Buckeye Avenue. The Sheriff's Office did not confirm the cause of death at this time. In less than an hour ago, we did see Scraps' car left the scene, and Scraps have not confirmed anything about the animals just yet. And the crime detectives are investigating this scene at this time. We'll keep you updated as more information becomes available. Back to you.
All right, we'll hope to get some more answers later tonight, Peter. Thanks. The Supreme Court says it will consider the future of a commonly used abortion drug that could have widespread ramifications, even in states where abortion is still legal. CNN's Laura Aguirre explains.
I saw the news as soon as it broke, and my jaw just dropped.
The news? That the U.S. Supreme Court will consider whether to restrict the use of mifepristone, a widely used abortion pill used in combination with another drug as one of the most common abortion methods in the country. The mifepristone dispute centers on the FDA's authority to regulate the medication, first approved in 2000. For Allie Phillips, a Democrat running for a Tennessee House seat, the issue is personal.
We were pregnant in November last year. She was deemed incompatible with life outside the womb and inside the womb. The longer I stayed pregnant, the worse my daughter's body was going to get and the higher risk my health was going to become.
Due to Tennessee's near-total ban on abortions, Phillips traveled out of state for her procedure, as did Texas resident Kate Cox this week, after the Texas Supreme Court blocked a lower court's ruling granting Cox the right to a medical exceptions abortion. Arizona's Supreme Court is considering whether to uphold their current ban after 15 weeks, signed into law in 2022, or return to a near-total ban that dates back to 1864. The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to make their mifepristone ruling by next July, just months before the 2024 presidential election.
There's a small string of hope that these Supreme Court justices will understand that the majority of Americans need and want access to this medication and just abortion care in general.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Well, 2 men are now being accused of killing thousands of American eagles and selling them on the black market. According to the Department of Justice, Simon Paul and Travis Branson were indicted by a grand jury for killing 3,600 birds on the Flathead Indian Reservation in Montana. Those include golden eagles and bald eagles. The DOJ says the killings happened between 2015 and 2021. Now, Paul is from St. Ignatius, Montana, but Branson is from Cusick. It's illegal to harm or kill a golden or bald eagle under a protection act that's been in effect since 1940. Paul and Branson now face conspiracy and wildlife trafficking charges. They are scheduled to be arraigned on January 8th in Missoula. All right, let's get it over to Chris Crocker now for a look at that First Alert forecast. Chris.
Well, it was nice to see a little bit of sunshine today. Our time lapse today, starting off with the clouds actually through most of the morning, and then some blue sky and a pretty sunset, but the clouds are moving back in. We have a weak disturbance that is going to be passing through overnight. Most of the precipitation will stay over the Cascades and north of the Canadian border, but there is the possibility of a little bit of light snow up in northern portions of Boundary County and extreme northeastern Washington. We also may see a few flurries moving out of the northern Cascades onto the east slopes. Tomorrow afternoon, a few isolated sprinkles showing up in the Columbia Basin on our computer model, and that may continue through the evening, but otherwise it is going to be dry with mostly cloudy skies. A high of 36, which is actually a couple of degrees above average. 34 is our average high now. I'll be back in just a few minutes with your 7-day forecast and some Wildlife Wednesday photos.
Chris, thanks. Airway Heights police are looking for the Grinch responsible for vandalizing the city's Christmas tree in Sunset Park. The police department says it happened between 8:20 last night and 7:30 this morning. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Airway Heights Police Department. And a man flew from Denmark all the way to L.A. without a ticket or a passport. Why the man says he can't remember how he managed to get past security. Next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Visit Downtown Coeur d'Alene this holiday season.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. The big beefy boy that started it all. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $87.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Hi, they assigned me to work with you, Miss Ray, but you can call me Miranda. You're mean. If you take the next step. How? Work here during the day, go to school at night. It's so worth it.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
P1FCU wants to help you get out and explore the Great Northwest. Each time you make a purchase with your P1FCU Debit MasterCard or Premier Rewards MasterCard from now until December 17th, you get entered to win one of our weekly prizes. You'll also be entered to win our grand prize giveaway, including a stay at the Bavarian Lodge in Leavenworth, Washington, and $1,000 in cash for your trip. Win a little winter adventure from P1FCU.
Wow, it's literally the color of Santa's sleigh.
If I was Santa, this would be my sleigh.
So you just drive across the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe some of us still believe in a little thing called Christmas magic, so... Well, there you go.
Enter to win a shiny red Porsche. Grand prize drawing December 28th, only at Northern Quest.
Tonight,
It's a holiday special, y'all.
the stars have never been so bright with special performances by Billy Porter and Rosie O'Donnell.
This is the best celebrity family I've ever met.
Celebrity Family Feud Holiday Special tonight on ABC.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. A classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Welcome back. The Coeur d'Alene Police Department's annual Children's Hospital Toy Drive is back. It started in 2015 when a member of the Coeur d'Alene Police Department had to spend the holiday season with his infant at Sacred Heart. While there, he received a small gift for Christmas. He was so moved, he decided to start the toy drive to make sure every family going through something similar could enjoy that same joy and warmth during the holiday season.
When you're a child and you're sick and in the hospital, you don't have a lot of perspective on what's happening to you, and most of the time it gets really scary. So if we can somehow turn that fear into normalcy or happiness through the giving of gifts, that is our ultimate goal.
You can drop off toys at the police department and several other locations throughout the Inland Northwest. That list of locations with drop-off times can be found on KXLY.com. And time is running out to ship your presents if you want them to arrive before Christmas. Amazon says the last day for free shipping is tomorrow. The FedEx ground shipping deadline is Friday. Saturday is the last day for ground shipping for the U.S. Postal Service, and UPS recommends you enter the addresses you're shipping to on their website to get these specific dates. You can use those same shipping deadlines if you're sending something for Kwanzaa, and if you need to send a package for Hanukkah, your best bet may be to try sending something through Amazon. And yeah, you and I were talking earlier.
Yeah.
We haven't been great about getting on this already.
It's making me itchy just thinking about it. I've got some work to do. So I've got an amazing photo to start off Wildlife Wednesday with thinking of you in mind and all the other Cougar fans. No wonder you named your mascot after this creature. Mountain lion is what we're calling it today, but the big old cougar from Mark Vogt. Isn't that impressive? What a gorgeous animal. Now, this is a rare photo. We occasionally get a mountain lion photo at Wildlife Wednesday, but it's usually from a game cam or a Ring doorbell camera because they are sneaky and elusive and really would prefer to not interact with humans at all. So, Mark, thank you very much. Mark also tells me that attacks are so very rare, but boy, do they make headlines when they happen. Encounters, shall we say, not attacks. So you can read more about that when I post this picture on my Facebook later today. Now, from mountain lions to mountain goat, this Billy Mountain Goat, I received several pictures of this fella in particular this week because he is hanging around the photographers at the Lake Coeur d'Alene where they're at Higgins Point taking eagle photos. I don't know if he thinks he is an eagle, but he's sort of out of his territory other than being on the rocks. Seems to really like to pose, and Kimberly shared this beautiful picture. I love mountain goats, but normally you have to hike up to Scotchman Peak to get a glimpse. So you may be seeing more of him on Wildlife Wednesday because he is adorable. I love this picture from James Richmond, our good friend that provides a lot of the landscape photos for the forecast. A tree full of eagles just takes my breath away, especially in the mist with the snow in the background. Count them, there's 6. You might miss that one down on the bottom right, but just an incredible scene there. Thank you so much, James, for this amazing photo. There are 207 eagles at Lake Coeur d'Alene at last count, so they're having a great year. Ron Burdick shared this photo of a juvenile bald eagle with a friend. I figure, you know, it's a juvenile bald eagle, so he's not quite sure he caught it. He had to look. So he's looking. Did I get it? Yes, you did. A little kokanee in his claws. Here's another juvenile bald eagle with a different friend through the lens of Courtney Litwin. She shared this striking photo, and you can see the seagull in the background. There are a lot of seagulls out with the bald eagles, but the photographers don't take very many pictures of them, so they have to photobomb when they can. And of course, you could tell it's a juvenile because the head is not white. It takes 3 or 4 years for that white head to really show up. Your forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy skies, 25 degrees for an overnight low. 36 for a high tomorrow with mostly cloudy. We have a system moving through, bringing those clouds, but very little precipitation. Some light mountain snow in the northern mountains and a sprinkle or two here or there elsewhere. We are dry through the weekend, and then we have a chance of some light precipitation Monday, Tuesday, and I don't think so on Wednesday, but a lot could change between now and then if you're hoping for some fresh snow in the mountains or some fresh snow down in town would be nice as well, but nothing like that coming so far, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, The fight against water contamination continues in the West Plains neighborhood. PFAS, known as a forever chemical, was used for years in fighter chemicals at the Spokane International Airport. It's been linked to a number of health issues, cancer, reduced immune systems, and more. It's been found in water wells near the airport and Fairchild Air Force Base. The Department of Ecology is holding a meeting tomorrow for people to learn about the contamination. Peter Choi explains what the public can expect from that meeting.
Curiosity about PFAS contamination is growing in the West Plains neighborhood right now, especially about the cleanup process. Now, the Department of Ecology wants to help provide answers that these neighbors need for their safety.
I worry about my new grandbaby that's here on the farm.
Some people have more questions than answers.
What are the effects that are so unknown?
In a video the West Plains Water Coalition made, President John Hancock says this is just one of the many questions community members have about PFAS contamination.
The uncertainty that a person feels when they turn on the tap to get a drink of water. Is my water safe to drink or not? And there are thousands of people on the West Plains that don't yet have an answer.
He says public involvement matters for a big issue like this.
State ecology has to involve the public in the story, in the cleanup, in the assessment, and in the opinions.
Dr. Chad Pritchard has studied groundwater in the West Plains neighborhood for 12 years, and there are over 2,000 private wells. His plan is to help test those wells for free.
So anybody out there that wants to have their, or not anybody, but most people out there in the West Plains that haven't been helped by Fairchild, we're happy to sample their well for them. It's like $475 a sample.
Oh,
so not everybody's doing it. So we can pay for that.
The goal is to provide as much information as possible. Anyone with concerns is welcome to the public meeting at 7 p.m. Thursday at the Hub in Airway Heights.
It's a meeting that invites questions. It's not just a meeting with answers. It's a meeting that's about questions. So anyone who comes, I hope will feel comfortable enough to put their hand up and say, what about?
Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, the CDC is calling antimicrobial resistance an urgent global public health threat. That's when germs develop the ability to resist or defeat the antibiotics designed to kill them, making treating infections difficult and sometimes even impossible. In the U.S., more than 2.8 million antimicrobial resistant infections happen each year, killing more than 35,000 people, according to the CDC.
This is why we should only use antibiotics when they are necessary. If we don't, these life-saving medicines may not work for future generations.
The CDC says what we can do is prevent infections and the spread of germs. Therefore, fewer antibiotics and antifungals will be needed in the first place. And being up to date on vaccinations can certainly help as well. All right, Seahawks have a big game against the Eagles on Monday night, but they might be playing shorthanded again.
Yeah, we have the latest on quarterback Geno Smith and his status for Monday's game. Will he play or won't he? Coming up in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months or save up to $3,000 on the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda.
My dog.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
Hello, I'm Diamond Dan Clark.
And I'm Jeweler Jane.
And we're from Clark's Diamond Jewelers in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Our famous snow promotion is back for Christmas.
If it snows 4 inches or more in 24 hours on January 11th, 2024, all purchases made between November 21st and December 30th will be refunded in full. and that means all engagement rings, loose diamonds and gemstones, jewelry and gifts could all be free.
Shop Clark's Diamond Jewelers this Christmas and let it snow diamonds.
From the first day I met Gary, I did say that this is a man I could marry.
There's hope that I have someone that I can enjoy the rest of my life with.
I took a chance with Gary. Now that I found him, I don't want to lose him.
She is what I've been looking for.
The Golden Wedding, live January 4th on ABC.
Spokane Tribe Casino brings you laughs and rock and roll like never before. Live on December 14th is comedy sensation Nikki Glazer. And don't miss the biggest acts of the 80s during the 80s Rock Invasion on December 16th. All at Spokane Live. Entertainment without limits.
4 News Now is brought to you by Walker's Furniture.
Well, the Seahawks are gearing up for a huge game against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday. Seattle needs a win to remain in the playoff race, but they might have to do it without quarterback Geno Smith again. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us in studio. And Julian, Geno's status for Monday still very much up in the air.
Yeah, Smith sat out on Sunday's game against the San Francisco 49ers due to a groin injury. ESPN reported that Smith's injury typically has a 2-week recovery time, meaning Smith would also be out for Monday's game. However, head coach Pete Carroll didn't commit one way or another as far as Smith's availability for Monday. The team will evaluate him this week before making a decision. If Smith can't go, backup quarterback Drew Lock will once again get the start. Lock threw for 265 yards and a pair of touchdowns in Smith's absence. He also threw a pair of interceptions. Carroll says the next few days will be crucial in determining whether Smith will play or not.
We'll see, how he comes back. These couple days right here are just so valuable for him, getting all the treatment he gets and then just the rest time. And we'll come back. We don't practice again until Thursday, so that we've got a break here.
And kickoff is at 5:15 on Monday night at Lumen Field in Seattle. And you can watch the game right here on KXLY. Cameron Ward's Florida tour continues. On3 Sports is reporting the former Washington State quarterback is scheduled to visit Florida State. Now, Ward already visited with the University of Miami yesterday. He entered the transfer portal earlier this month and is one of the most coveted quarterbacks in college football right now. Ward finished last season with more than 3,700 yards and 25 touchdowns for the Cougars. Ward has been linked to a number of big-time schools: Miami, FSU, USC, and even rival Washington. Now, the basketball team in our state with the best record isn't Gonzaga or even Washington. It's the Washington State Cougars. WSU is 8-1. They've won 6 straight games, and outside of #1 Arizona, the Cougars have the best record of any team in the Pac-12. While the team is happy with where they're at right now, head coach Kyle Smith says they haven't played against a ton of major competition. The last game against a power conference opponent was Mississippi State in November, which is WSU's only loss. Now, Washington State will head to Phoenix to take on Santa Clara in the Jerry Colangelo Classic, and Smith is just looking for the team to take care of business.
I know last year we were crisscrossing the country and we're hurt and damaged and couldn't really put it together till late in the season where we had our run, but I feel like we kind of know what we have.
Now, WSU tips off against Santa Clara at 11 a.m. on Saturday. And, you can only play who's in front of you. You got to win the clunkers, what they say. And so far, they've done that. Miles Rice has been looking good, back-to-back Pac-12 Freshman of the Week. So everything seems to be coming together earlier than it did last year for the Cougars. Good sign.
It just seems like the pieces, they fit better this year than they have in the last couple of years for the Cougs. And then a big game against Boise State after that at the arena.
Yeah, across the street.
All right, Julian, thank you. Well, the FBI is investigating how a man managed to fly across the Atlantic, not only without a ticket, but also without a passport. ABC's Gio Benitez has the details.
This morning, as airlines gear up for a record number of holiday travelers in the next few weeks, a bizarre mystery now under investigation by the FBI. Authorities trying to figure out how a man traveled from Europe to the U.S. without a passport, a visa, or even an airline ticket.
It's quite strange, but it actually does happen fairly often around the world, especially in countries where the security is not very tight.
Investigators still know very little about the man, but say they believe he's Russian and somehow boarded a Scandinavian Airlines flight last month from Copenhagen to Los Angeles International Airport. According to the federal criminal complaint, the flight crew noticed bizarre behavior during the flight. Quote, he wandered around the plane and kept changing his seat, asked for 2 meals, and attempted to eat the chocolate that belonged to the crew. When they landed and he showed up at LAX Customs, he had Russian and Israeli IDs, but didn't have that passport or visa and wasn't listed on the flight's manifest.
The system worked in the U.S. When he landed, this was the time where people said, stop this guy, let's figure out what went wrong.
They say he claimed to have left the passport on the plane, but none was found. The man later telling authorities he hadn't slept in 3 days and that he didn't remember how he got through security or how he boarded the plane.
Most likely, TSA and CBP are going to want to ask the questions to both the airport and the airline is where did this breakdown occur?
Meanwhile, a record number of travelers are expected for Christmas. AAA predicting 7.5 million people will take to the skies, breaking 2019's record. The busiest days, December 21st and 22nd, and the 26th through the 29th.
The airlines and the federal government have really increased their staffing levels and made sure that things are ready to go for the peak holiday travel period.
Meanwhile, we got a statement overnight from Scandinavian Airlines, and it said that the matter is being handled by U.S. and Denmark authorities. The man has been charged as a stowaway on an aircraft. He's pleaded not guilty. Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
What a bizarre story. All right, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight as we head into a break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now and BECU are teaming up to welcome in some holiday fun and friendly holiday spirit. Send us a picture of your pet decked out for the holidays and you could win a $200 Amazon gift card courtesy of BECU. For details, go to KXLY.com/holidaypets.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. Caring for a parent, spouse, or loved one comes with a lot of responsibility, including financially. Research shows the family caregivers spend an average of $7,200 of their own money every year. There's often a struggle for caregivers to take care of their own financial needs as well as the needs of their loved ones. AARP and BECU are here to help by offering advice, tips, and tools with a video podcast series, Caring for Caregivers. For more information, visit this website.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region. Only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
The Plant Farm poinsettias are here. Bring on the holidays and shape your Christmas world with the Plant Farm. Bring home the vibrant Bravo Red or break tradition and surprise your family with their many specialty colors like pink, orange, and even multicolored. Bring home a Plant Farm poinsettia today because life is better in the garden and your home.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ace Hardware.
Ooh, that 7-day forecast. Not a lot of drama, which is probably a good thing with all the holiday errands and things that need done. We're just looking at mostly cloudy skies and highs in the 30s.
I think anytime you can say it's sort of uneventful or not a lot of drama at this time of year, it's usually a pretty good thing, right?
I think so, yes. Especially considering the things we have seen this time of year.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us here on 4 News Now at 6. We'll be back for Nightside at 11. Hope you will be too.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.